You've probably said it before. You're beautiful. It feels right, doesn't it? It feels polite, maybe even romantic. You think you're showing appreciation. But here's the truth most men never stop to realize. Those words don't land the way you think they do. Not because beauty doesn't matter, but because they've lost their weight. Those 3 words have been said so many times, they've become like background noise in a woman's life. She's heard them since she was 12, from strangers, from friends, from social media, from men trying to win her. And what's familiar stops moving her. Real desire, real emotional spark, it doesn't live in repetition. It lives in revelation. It begins in those quiet moments when you notice something no one else ever has. Maybe it's the way she pauses before she laughs, as if she's holding something back, or the way her eyes soften when she talks about something that matters to her. That's the difference between admiration and awareness. Anyone can admire, but awareness, that's rare. And it's that awareness that reaches beneath her skin, not to flatter, but to see. You see, when you tell a woman she's beautiful, you're talking to her surface. But when you notice her essence, the energy behind her words, the rhythm of her being, now you're speaking a language that very few men understand. Because what most women crave isn't another compliment, it's recognition. It's the feeling of being truly witnessed, not just looked at. So next time you want to tell a woman she's beautiful, pause. Don't rush to say what everyone else has said. Instead, look deeper. Notice something real, because when you do, she won't just hear your words, she'll feel your presence. And that changes everything.
Most men try too hard. They perform. They chase approval with charm, with praise, with strategies they think will make them more desirable. But here's the truth. The more you perform, the less she feels you. Because presence, real masculine presence, doesn't try to attract attention. It simply exists. It's quiet, steady, self-contained. And that stillness, that grounded certainty, is what makes a woman feel safe enough to open. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been around someone who didn't say much, but somehow you could feel them? Their calmness had gravity. Their silence spoke louder than words. That's presence. It's not about doing more. It's about being more. See, women can sense when a man is performing, when he's trying to prove he's enough. That kind of energy feels needy, even if the words sound confident. But when a man knows who he is, when he doesn't need to impress, she feels something shift. Her guard drops. Her breath slows. She starts to relax into the space between you because finally she feels safe to just be. And that's the paradox most men miss. You don't create attraction by chasing it. You create it by embodying stillness, by being so rooted in yourself that your energy invites her in. You don't have to fill every silence. You don't have to prove your worth. Just be present. Because when you stop performing, she finally starts feeling. And in that moment, she's not drawn to what you say. She's drawn to what she feels when she's with you. That's what real connection looks like. It's not about impressing her. It's about letting her feel your peace and wanting to rest there.
Most men think women want more compliments, more praise, more validation. But what she actually wants is precision. When you say, "You're beautiful," it's kind, but it's also vague. Anyone could say that. A stranger could say it. Even a random guy passing by on the street could say it. And when everyone says the same thing, it stops meaning anything at all. But when you say something specific, something only a man who's truly paying attention could notice, that's when everything changes. When you look at her and say, "There's something about the way you pause before you laugh. It's like you're holding something back." Now she doesn't just feel admired, she feels seen. Because that's not a line, that's observation, that's presence. You're not talking to her appearance anymore, you're speaking to her essence. And that's what most men never do. See, perception is powerful. It's what separates the ordinary from the unforgettable. When you observe a woman deeply, you're telling her without words, "I see what others overlook." And that lights her up in a way no compliment ever could. Because at her core, a woman doesn't want to be worshipped. She wants to be witnessed. She wants to feel like someone finally noticed the subtle details she thought no one ever would. That's what awakens her curiosity. That's what makes her energy soften and open toward you. So the next time you feel the urge to flatter, pause. Don't give her another compliment she's heard 1,000 times. Give her clarity. Give her presence. Notice what's real and speak from there. Because that's not praise, that's perception. And perception is what ignites desire. Every woman, even the strong ones, is quietly scanning for safety. Not physical safety, but emotional safety. She's wondering, can I be raw without being judged? Can I express myself without being fixed? Can I desire without being used? Most men don't realize this, but she's reading your energy long before she hears your words. It's not what you say that tells her who you are. It's what she feels when she's around you. If your energy is restless, if you're chasing, performing, trying to prove something, she can't relax because she senses instability. And when a woman doesn't feel safe, she can't feel attraction. Her body tightens, her heart closes. She protects herself because she has to. But when your presence is calm, when your energy is steady, she feels it immediately. It's like her nervous system exhales. She doesn't have to be on guard anymore. She doesn't have to perform either. She can just be. That's what masculine energy does. It grounds the space. It's not about dominance or control. It's about stillness. A kind of strength that says, "You're safe here. You can unfold." And the truth is, that safety is the foundation of desire. Because a woman can't open emotionally or physically until she feels she won't be hurt for doing so. So before you think about what to say or how to impress her, ask yourself, what does my energy communicate when I say nothing at all? If your calmness speaks louder than your words, if your stillness makes her feel safe enough to breathe, you've already done more than any compliment ever could. That's the quiet power of masculine energy. It doesn't chase, it contains. And in that containment, she finds her freedom. The more you try to figure a woman out, the more she retreats. Not because she's playing games, but because no one likes to be studied. See, a lot of men approach women like a puzzle to solve. They analyze her words, decode her texts, try to read every micro-expression, as if understanding her mind will give them control. But that's not attraction, that's surveillance, and women can feel it instantly. When you're too focused on figuring her out, you stop feeling her. You stop being present. You move from connection to control. And when that happens, her energy closes. But when you stay curious, when you explore her moment by moment, without needing to define or predict her, that's when something magical happens. You create mystery, not confusion. You awaken her imagination. Because a woman doesn't want to be analyzed. She wants to be discovered. She wants to feel like she's unfolding in front of a man who's paying attention, not to trap her, but to witness her. It's the difference between saying, "I know you," and saying, "I want to know more." The first closes the door. The second opens it. Gentle mystery isn't about hiding things or playing distant. It's about presence without possession. It's the quiet energy that says, "I don't need to have you all figured out. I just want to experience you as you are right now." And that energy, that steady curiosity, pulls her in more than certainty ever could. Because mystery, when it's gentle, feels safe. It feels alive. So don't rush to label her. Don't try to understand every emotion she has. Let her surprise you. Let the unknown breathe between you. That's where real connection begins, in the space between knowing and simply wondering.
True attraction has very little to do with how a woman looks, and everything to do with what you reflect back to her. When you reflect her strength, her softness, her contradictions, something shifts inside her. She begins to feel her own depth through you. And that's when desire stops being physical and becomes emotional. Most men don't realize this. They focus on how she makes them feel, how she looks, how she reacts, how she validates them. But the men who stand out, the ones women can't forget, are the ones who make her feel herself. Because here's the secret. Attraction isn't about what she sees in you. It's about what she experiences within herself when she's around you. If your energy mirrors her beauty, her grace, her power, she feels expanded, awakened, alive. If your presence reflects calmness and acceptance, she relaxes. If it reflects depth, she opens. You become the mirror through which she rediscovers her own essence. And that's what pulls her in. Not because you're trying to charm her, but because she feels more connected to herself in your presence. That's why the greatest men don't compete for attention. They create resonance. They hold a kind of energy that quietly tells her, "I see your light, and I'm not afraid of your shadows." That's the moment she begins to lean in, not because you've performed or pursued, but because your reflection made her feel something real. Desire is born in that reflection. When she feels her soul recognized, not idolized, she can't help but be drawn closer. So remember this. You don't attract her by chasing. You attract her by mirroring back the beauty she'd forgotten she had, because the way you see her is the way she begins to feel herself.
Most men are afraid of silence. They rush to fill it with words, with jokes, with stories, anything to keep the air from feeling awkward. But here's the truth. Silence isn't empty. Silence is alive. When you can hold silence with calm energy, it becomes electric. It's not a void, it's a space where her thoughts, her emotions, her mystery can rise to the surface. And in that space, something real begins to happen. See, when a man is nervous, he talks to manage the moment. But when a man is grounded, he doesn't need to fill the room with noise. His stillness already does the talking. A woman feels your power not when you talk the most, but when you can stay still and simply let her reveal herself. Think about it. When was the last time someone gave you their full attention? No interruptions, no agenda, no rush to respond. It's rare, right? That kind of silence makes you feel seen. It invites you to open up. It's the same for her. When you can sit in that quiet space, fully present, not waiting to speak, just listening, she begins to feel safe. Safe to unfold, safe to be herself, safe to let her guard drop. That's the paradox. Most men think talking more builds connection, but often it's the pause, the gentle stillness that does the work. Because silence, when held by a calm man, doesn't create distance, it creates depth. So don't rush to fill the gap between words. Let the quiet breathe, because in that silence, she starts to feel something rare, a man who isn't afraid of the moment, and that's what pulls her in.
Observation creates intimacy. Validation creates dependence. Most men don't realize the difference, but women feel it immediately. When you tell her what you see, you're offering her awareness. When you tell her what you think she wants to hear, you're offering her noise. And she can feel the difference. One draws her in, the other pushes her away. See, validation sounds sweet on the surface. You're amazing. You're perfect. You're everything I've ever wanted. But deep down, those words often come from insecurity, from the need to please, to be liked, to earn her affection. They're given with an agenda, even if it's subtle. Observation, though, that's different. It has no agenda. It comes from presence, from the ability to see without needing to control. It's when you say something like, "I noticed how your tone softens when you talk about things you love." That kind of statement isn't trying to win her. It's simply reflecting truth. And truth, when spoken calmly and clearly, builds connection. Because deep down, every woman wants to be seen, not managed. She doesn't want your approval. She wants your attention. She wants to know that you're awake enough to notice who she really is. When you validate, you're performing. When you observe, you're present. One keeps her guessing what's real. The other reminds her that she already is. So next time you feel tempted to flatter her, pause. Ask yourself, am I trying to connect or am I trying to convince? Because when your words come from observation instead of validation, she won't just hear you, she'll trust you. And that trust is the root of real intimacy.
When your energy says, "I don't need anything from you,"
she relaxes. When your attention says, "I'm here," fully, she leans in. Because presence is the most seductive language there is, and most men have forgotten how to speak it. See, presence isn't about being loud, confident, or clever. It's not about the right words or perfect timing. Presence is about availability. It's the way your energy tells her, "You have my full attention, not my agenda." When you carry that kind of calm, everything changes. The air between you slows down. She starts to breathe easier. Her nervous system feels safe, not because you said anything brilliant, but because she feels you're here, now. Most men don't realize how rare that is. We live in a world of distraction, phones buzzing, eyes wandering, minds elsewhere. So when a woman meets a man who can actually be still, who listens with quiet curiosity instead of rehearsed charm, it's magnetic. She doesn't just hear your words, she feels your energy. And that feeling speaks louder than any compliment ever could. Presence doesn't chase, it doesn't perform, it simply is. And from that stillness, everything flows. Attraction, trust, intimacy. Because a woman can't surrender into a man who's not there. She can't open to someone who's half in his thoughts and half in his phone. So if you want to draw her in, stop trying to impress her. Slow down. Look at her, not through her. Let your energy say what words never could. "I'm here. You're safe. You can unfold." That's presence, and presence is irresistible.
A woman doesn't crave a man who tells her she's beautiful. She's heard that 1,000 times. What she craves is a man who makes her feel beautiful without ever saying it. She wants to be felt, not flattered. To be understood, not performed for. To be seen, not studied. That's the difference between attraction and connection, between attention and presence. When you stop trying to charm her and start being there with her, something shifts. Your energy slows. Your words soften. The air between you becomes still. And in that stillness, she finally feels safe enough to open. Because real attraction isn't about chasing her attention. It's about holding your center so fully that she can rest in it. Be the calm in her storm. See the things she hides, the quiet doubts, the guarded tenderness, the strength she doesn't always show. When you see those parts without judgment, you offer something rare. You offer understanding. You offer presence. And here's the truth most men miss. Presence is not a tactic. It's not a skill you use to get her attention. It's who you are when you stop trying to be someone else. That's what makes it irresistible. Because in a world full of noise, distraction, and performance, a man who can simply see, who can listen, feel, and stay still becomes unforgettable. So don't try to impress her. Don't chase validation. Just see her. Let her feel for once what it's like to be truly known. That's not a line, that's presence. And presence is magnetic.